Liam,
Yes.
welcome to episode 2 of Man Up.
Thank you.
Thanks very much for coming along and helping us out. The first order of business, you probably hear in the background, there's some sort of techno apocalypse happening in the background. That's unfortunately we share the Tara Hall Centre with a bunch of other community-based groups, and has it stopped? Briefly. So if it starts, we apologise in advance for anybody that's watching in. So tell us a wee bit about yourself, Liam. What's the chat? You're a Paisley man, I take it.
No, Crookston.
Originally Crookston.
5 minutes for Paisley, so I'm in and out quite a bit. I've been going in and out with my mum when I was a kid and all that sort of stuff as well. But I'll go in there and do a wee bit of busking and stuff now and again. You
were out this afternoon, you were saying
I was out earlier on.
It's about -2 the day or
freezing.
something?
I misjudged it before I went out. Just stuck on a sort of wee light jacket and jumper and that was it, but it was freezing cold.
So how long have you been busking in and about Paisley, generally speaking?
In Paisley only the past month or so, I would say.
Right.
Past couple of months. It's been, I always thought, because it's kind of dying out a wee bit, there's a lot of, shops are shutting and all that sort of stuff, but it means that there's no really any other buskers, so the people are a lot more generous when they're wanting to buy.
Really? So they put their hands in their pockets?
They do.
I take a wee look in for time to time. It always seems to be a wee splattering of coppers and things like that, because times are hard for everybody. It's double, triple austerity one just now, but people, if you find that people are still go.
Aye, definitely. It's I mean, yesterday, 20 quid. Somebody gave me a 20 quid note, £20 note, and you find actually, like, I've always found, my dad actually said to me as well, because he's got a business, and he says like the people that have less are always a bit more generous with what they've got. My dad always says, like, goes to people's houses to do jobs, whatever, and you struggle to get a cup of tea out of people that have got the big sort of mansions and stuff like that.
No.
And then the people that have not really got much, they're the first people to open their pockets. And
I've always thought that as well, and it's not my idea particularly, but is to cure sort of poverty and things like that, just unload all the banks and give poorer people money, because they'll spend it. You give somebody with money in the bank, more money, they'll just bank it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas we would all tend to just spend it something else. That's what keeps the economy ticking over. Do you know?
Totally.
But the feedback for the folks generally in Paisley is good.
Good, yeah,
well. I'm sure it's no.
You get the odd. Somebody yesterday actually said to me,
get a proper job.
Get a real job or something like that.
What is a real job anyway? Let's get existential in this. You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I've said I've looked at my pals all going to uni and stuff like that, or not all of them, but going to uni or getting a sort of career that's set in stone and stuff like that. But I think for me it takes guts to do what I'm doing, because it's not always consistent. It's not always guaranteed that you're going to make a certain amount or whatever, but there's a kind of...
It's following your passion as well, though.
I love doing it, and I know for a fact if I had went to uni or something like that, I would have been miserable. So I've got to look at it like that, and the thing is that I'm not going to lie, there's good money in it. You've just got to work. You've got to work hard.
Got to put the hours in.
Got to put the hours in, and if you're not gigging on a certain day or whatever, then get out and busk and play to people that you'll never see, or they'll never hear your stuff if you don't do it.
Well, there's plenty of examples as well of buskers making it big in recent times. You know, people getting heard, people getting picked up. You know, so
there's also a kind of stigma against it, because I don't watch the X Factor, but I've seen bits over the past couple of years, and you hear Simon Cowell saying, "Oh, you sound like a busker" or something like that, and it's like, what does a busker sound like?
A slight on buskers, isn't it? I mean, that's a sweeping generalisation there against buskers. You know,
what does a busker sound like? Just like there's so many buskers, there's so many amazing buskers up in Glasgow as well, and
without a doubt,
it's just. It does kind of.
Is that not a kind of double-edged sword though? Because is X Factor not done a lot for not for music, and say that's another conversation entirely, but encourage people to get up and out to sing, or do you think it's been a detrimental thing? Or
I think for certain people it's a good thing. I know a lot of people personally that have been on it, and for them it was a great idea, and I can't knock them for doing it, but at the same time, like, for me, I think that if you're going to learn what you're doing, for me playing in restaurants to like 3 people or 4 people, whatever, that's how you learn, because you know, you've got to, the singing and the music is one side, but the interacting with the audience and stuff like that is another, and if you don't learn how to do that, then you're just kind of getting thrown out you're like a product that's just getting thrown out, all about looks, all about the music's always secondary with the X Factor, I find, and writing your own songs and stuff like that. It's all very contrived.
And I think again one of the themes we were talking about earlier on is going to come up in these podcasts. Hopefully is that, like, for a musical point of view, but this could be put towards any of the sort of artistic sort of aspects about people's personalities. Over the years, I've bumped into people that have been great artists, great poets, great writers. Well, they're full of great ideas, but they were maybe like, you know, I don't know, making cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
You know, 7 days a week. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you always get one-on-one conversations with them. They go, actually, I'd love to have done that and everything else. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's certainly not the you know, particular to this part of the world, but I think in the west of Scotland, particularly, there's a kind of a pressure put on people, as you said, you know, we'll get yourself a proper job, and you know, you need to get your mortgage, get married, do this. There's like a set of prerequisites you need to do, and a lot of time, I mean, you're a very young man, obviously, but I'm talking about guys that are older that maybe just feel as if they've missed that boat. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the tragic things in life. You know, people never get the opportunity to follow their passion or to you know, just to try and pursue their dream, whatever that may be. Do you know what I mean? You found a lot of resistance in that regard?
Well, for me, from like my family, you know, that are 100% behind me. They're every gig, they're front row, like, and that's obviously you take it for granted a bit, but it's a big weight off my shoulders because I've not got that sort of in my ear. But in society as a whole, I'm asked all the time, so you're a musician, right? Okay, so what's your real job or whatever? And I'm like, well, this is my real job. And they're like, they can't understand, they can't grasp the fact that you can make a living from doing that.
Is the army fatigues deliberate because you're busking in Paisley, you're getting your stripes?
You're
doing your tour of duty?
Exactly, but stuff like that, it's a total, like, I've learned so much from busking and stuff like that, and having to deal with people that are coming up and giving you abuse or whatever, because it gives you a thicker skin, and you I mean, I know, and not in a cocky way or anything like that, but I know that I'm good at what I do, and I know that if I put what I put out, it's going to be good, and I take pride in that.
You can take it into other areas of life as well. Do you know, the confidence to go up and sing in public anyway, but to go up and play an instrument and sing in public, and you're going to get any more public than out in the street, let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? That can give you the self-confidence and to take into other aspects of your life, I'm sure.
100%. If I had... I remember the first open mic night that I'd done, and I think I was 17 or 18, because I'd been on YouTube for a couple of years before that. But I was saying to myself, I want to translate this over into playing live, and getting my own songs and getting it in front of an audience. When I first went up, I couldn't breathe. I was like having, not a panic attack or anything, but I was like struggling to sing because I was so nervous. But after the first time, I think just in all aspects of life, if you throw yourself into something or just push yourself to do it, that fear just disappears. And me as a person now, I'm a lot more confident than I probably was back then.
You feel that in that respect that's something you need to go through? Do you know?
I think so.
I think I read and I hear people talking before about, like, we put obstacles in front of ourselves, you know, whatever that may be. It doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, music or art or anything like that. Even just, like, you know, going and seeing their dad, their uncle or their best pal or something like that. People always put obstacles in front of themselves and they tend to defeat themselves for a standing start, do you know what I mean? So it's something along those lines, it's something you have to go through as opposed to just sitting.
And it's more like, with like as music aside as well, like with everything, it's always like, oh well, what if I muck up, or what if I do this or do that or whatever. And to be honest, like, you need to muck up because you're not going to learn if you don't. If I'm on stage and I hit a bad note, there was a time when I would be like devastated about it. I'd be like, I can't believe I done this.
Up about it.
And now when I go back and I watch back performances or whatever, I'm like, well, what can I learn from that? How can I do that better? Or and if you muck up, people are so much harder on themselves than what other people are on them. Like, people don't notice the same. Like, if you muck up on something, muck up a note or whatever, people don't really notice.
You know it within within yourself. Maybe some eagle-eyed.
Yes,
I know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
But what would you say to somebody out there that's maybe like at the start of that journey or going through that process, and maybe they want to do something, maybe even they want to just change their job or something, simple as that's consumed by anxiety, and because it seems to be a common thread. And again, we're going to keep this Paisley specific. I know I keep repeating myself, but we can only speak for the local sort of parochial area here. But people out there, and young guys especially, that seem to be just sort of consumed. Well, I think it'd be a good point to the conversation to bring this in about standards. What I'm finding is young men in this part of the world have got such high standards to try and attain, and we're finding that in conversations wherever we're going, whether it's the car, the girlfriend, the social circle, and everything else. These standards are becoming nigh on impossible, and if they're not reaching that, then they're tending not only just anxiety but other things and a lot of deeper problems that they're getting into. Do you know?
But the thing is, it's always brushed under the carpet. It's always like you don't talk about it. You struggle with that in yourself.
Cut.
Night time.
Hey.
Sorry guys.
Oh, is that you that bumped against?
Aye.
I didn't even.
It was emergency credit, man.
Welcome to part 2 of episode 2 of Man Up. You might have noticed there's a slight technical difficulties with the lighting there. That's thanks to my friend here, Michael McMenemy's left shoulder blade. Thank you. So we'll just carry on, Liam, if you don't mind.
Oh, that's cool.
No, we were saying about like again, that's something that we're finding time and time again, is this not unwillingness, maybe it is an unwillingness, but this inability to speak about things in general. Do you know, young guys that predominantly that are unable to speak about their own anxieties, about their inner feelings about anything really. Do you know what I mean? What's your thoughts on that?
I think, like, personally speaking, I think I'm lucky that I've got a few sort of good friends that we don't make it sort of a point to go about. But if one is feeling kind of rubbish or whatever, we'll talk to each other, we'll kind of help each other through it. But on a sort of wider scale, like, my group of friends, there's 10 to 20 of us, and we're not all that close individually. It's a kind of group, and I think that's a lot of the time that's the way it is. Kind of it's like a group mentality sort of thing rather than individually, and I think that's why we all know each other, but we don't really know what each other's sort of going through or what. I find that, personally speaking, there's a couple that I would speak to, but
do you think there's a change in culture towards guys particularly being able to open up a wee bit more in general terms? I certainly find that, you know, in close quarters it is happening, not as quickly, unfortunately, as I'd like it to be. I mean, the reason why we're here doing this very thing today is the statistics. I mean, I was going to do a show or a podcast just about statistics alone, but even I'm like, that's just grim. If anybody wants to read up the facts and figures about male suicides in Scotland, we're way in top of the league, and we have been for the last so many years. But if you want to go and look at the stats, by all means, go for it. But I think between the three of us, we've lost a bunch of very, very close friends and things like that, for a myriad of different reasons. I believe you get some experiences yourself in that regard.
So it was a space of like 5-6 months between the two, and one of them was it was a girl that we went to school with. We weren't as sort of in the same sort of circle of people, and she had committed suicide. She passed away 2009.
What age was she?
We were 15. 15.
Wow.
And then the one that sort of really, not that didn't hit everyone in it, but the one that really hit me was a family friend that, and they were kind of friends with each other as well, but not close friends. But it was was a family friend for me and my family, and my big brother was best pals with her big brother and stuff like that. And,
good family, good background.
Great family. Like we went to Catholic school, Catholics, went to church every week, all that sort of stuff. They were. You would never know. I think everyone else knew. A lot of the friends knew that she wasn't right, like wasn't acting right. But there was no indication, and I was going home from school, had the day before an exam, and I said to myself, I've just been off school, I'm going to chat the door and see if she's alright or whatever, and I said, no, but I need to get back because I need to go and do this and do that, or whatever, and when I get back, I played badminton, and I was at a training session that night, and my mum came and she said, I've got to tell you something. And I thought she was going to tell me she had cancer or something like that.
You know right away with the tone and everything else, like, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, and she says, Laura's, she's tried to commit suicide, she's on life support and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, and the guilt that I felt after it, because although, I mean, we were friends, we were family friends, it was sort of known her all my life, but we weren't like constantly sort of hanging about with each other every day and all that sort of stuff. And the guilt that I felt, because I knew that if I had chapped the door, it was around about that time that she'd done it, that her sister had found her, and it was around about that time that I could have chapped the door. But then I look at it and I say, well, she's had that in her mind that she was going to do it. I don't know how much. You want to believe that you could help, but you don't know how much that you could do. You know,
you can't see that pain just by sitting looking at her or her behaviour. There's nothing to suggest that's going to be the ultimate end for that individual. Yeah, but
I mean that took for me. I was just like numb after it. I wasn't. I felt upset, but I wasn't like showing any sort of emotion. Then just at the funeral, I was just in bits. But
it becomes real.
It hits you, I think, when you see everyone, you begin to realise like, oh, that's actually sort of happened, and it's, I think, just it's bad at any age, but when you're a kid, you're like that age, and
at 15, what do you know at 15?
Exactly,
do you know?
Exactly, and you just think any problems that you've sort of got, like, I mean, any problems that I had at 15, I'm sure I don't remember them. Do you know?
At 15, I know it was a long time ago, but see that circle of people that were there at that time. Did it change their behaviour? Did they change their attitudes towards how they communicated with each other? Do you think they changed it behaviourally? Was it a fundamental change?
It was something that got everyone. I think my whole year group actually in school just get everyone a lot closer.
Right, okay.
And people, and no making so many jokes about. People weren't making jokes about like. And it's a hard one to say, because people say things and they don't really think it through. You'll make jokes about certain things. And
I think that's human nature to a degree, because people will know, because I work in sort of the justice sector, and I find that that people, like, they don't care a lot about prisons until one's bolting their back door. They don't care about burglary until they're burgled. Do you know what I mean? So there is that to factor in. But do you think that on the back of that young lassie, do you think that people sort of, was there any long-term reaction to it? Do you think did you find that people come up and start talking to you about yourself and your well-being more, or
I think
do you think that was a thing?
I think so, and I think actually for me as well, I mean now my little sister actually just split up with a boyfriend, and she's been really down, but she won't talk to anyone, won't sort of explain the situation and all that sort of stuff. And I've found myself, and as sort of crazy as that sounds, like chatting her door to make sure that she's not done something stupid, because
it's in the back of your mind.
It's just always it's just always in the back of my mind. I feel like I'm always on eggshells or whatever. I feel like I'm always having to go in and check on her.
Were the schools, did they offer any kind of counselling or guidance and anything like that at the time? Because that would have been a massive impact that would have been made on young minds. So did you find that the education establishment, did they come together? Did they offer any real sort of one-to-ones or anything? Or
they didn't deal with it the best. I think I'm quite good at like dealing with it. I do talk about things. I'm quite good at putting my point and how I'm feeling and stuff like that. And for me, I don't think that they could have really done anything anyway. I wasn't looking for any help off them or anything, but I think that they dealt with things pretty badly. They sort of tried to. I don't know whether being a Catholic school, they try to kind of brush it under the carpet a wee bit because it's like not.
Well, Mick and I went to the same Catholic school in Renfrew, and I can tell you first-hand experience. I felt as if I was left to ruin. I didn't excel at any of the academic stuff. I was good at some stuff. I was really, but because of that, I was kind of like okay. And that's one thing I maintain to this day, and I would have the same conversation with teachers at the time. I think the ones that excelled, they pushed. And then the rest they were left to, and they were more interested in some of the theological stuff, which I found bonkers because I used to question it, and then I was told I was a rabble rouser. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, right, okay, fourth year I can't wait to get out of here. Do you know what I mean? So no, but you think they could have done more in that respect?
Well, I just think like obviously with the kind of the Catholic stance on suicide and all that sort of stuff, I think it was brushed under, and I remember there was a substitute teacher.
It's a cardinal sin, isn't it?
It is.
One of the big ones, aye.
So and I'm Catholic, but I'm not like a sort of practicing. I believe in certain things, but I think it's like very outdated. But I think there was a substitute teacher, and he came in and he was saying something. He couldn't write this honestly. It was like a couple of weeks after it happened, and he was taking the class, and he was saying, well, that he's saying about that girl who was going to hell and all that sort of stuff.
Really?
Seriously, and the class went nuts.
Jesus Christ, no pun intended.
I complained to him straight away. Complained about him straight away, and the guy get told to leave that day.
I mean that's obviously a 100% bona fide Catholic of the highest order. I mean I think Pope Francis. He doubled back on it quite quickly, but there was a suggestion that he had said the hell was made up. I personally think the hell is made up as much as the other things are made up in Catholicism. I think the ideas of its morality are all right. I think it's the fact that even the three major faiths, Judaism, Islam and Christianity, to say to a 4-year-old kid, to be born in sin and to be made well, I think is wrong in the first place. But telling a 4 or 5-year-old kid that they got to eternal damnation, it's a hell of a psychology to put on anybody, let alone a child's mind. Do you know what I mean? And then you guys were obviously in turmoil already, and then to add that on to again, people seem to forget. And we had this discussion with Kevin, if you're out there, hi, in episode 1, but like. Children, their brains are sponges, but it's not just like to 1 to 8-year-old or 10, it's all the way up to 15, 18, 20, when things like that will have a major impact on how you interact socially for the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean? If I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to stew in hell for the rest of eternity.
Exactly.
The human brain cannot comprehend eternity or infinity. It just can't do that. So how somebody can go at to you and go, I have the right to know something that you don't, is just beyond me. Do you know?
100%.
Do you know? I think as a paradigm of morality, I think it's spot on. But otherwise, it's got a lot to answer for. Do you know?
And like you said, that will stick with me for the rest of my life. I mean, in certain ways that I'm interacting with people, and I don't want to say this because I don't know how they're feeling, all that sort of stuff. It's just made me so much more aware of how my words or how it can affect somebody else, Before that, I would say what I thought, and I wouldn't really think so much about, well, how does that person feel, sort of thing. And I think that's just opened my eyes, like
to be more mindful.
To be more mindful. I'm quite an empathetic person anyway. I always have been, but if I had a strong opinion on something, I wouldn't necessarily. I would always think, well, if I've got something to say, I'm going to say it, and I don't. Instead of actually really thinking about how the other person's going to feel, and maybe that's been young as well, and just not.
No, I'm with you 100%. I think the Donald Trump thing has been a very, very fascinating sociological experiment from a world point of view, because I think I'm going to say it, the psychopaths have stood up, and the empathetic people have went, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I think there's big fracture lines right down the middle. Do you know what I mean? And it shows you hear it in the language and the rhetoric of people go like, well, fuck them. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, Donald Trump's the son of an immigrant, and he's wanting to build a watch stop immigrants coming in. Do you know that? We're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about Trump. Trump's in a camper there with Hopkins, Katie Hopkins, and herpes, and Peter Andre. They can stay in that camp by themselves. Fuck them. They will. If we don't talk about them, they'll go away. They'll go away. Agreed. So your friend in school and in later life, I believe there was somebody else that, unfortunately.
No, it was the two of them. It was the space of
you did say
6 months.
6 months together.
But there
is
two children. Two children.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, there's been a few times with different people in my life that have felt like that as well, and it just, I think, having gone through it, I kind of know the signs of what to expect and how to, and just to be there for somebody. I think that's all you can do. Like if you're there for them, you can't feel guilty. I think that was a big thing for me. It was just the guilt that I felt.
But how did you process? I mean, obviously it would have had a massive, profound effect on yourself, and you were having to process a lot of that.
Yeah.
So, again, how did you process it? How did you communicate those feelings to others? Because I think, again, it's this part of the world where a lot of people are almost like dumb. Is that a politically correct word? Are you still allowed to say dumb or mute? Yeah. They're unable to communicate those inner feelings, whether they're good or bad or indifferent, you know.
Yeah.
How did you personally? How did you cope, and how did you communicate that to the people around about you?
To be honest, I don't even really. I don't really know. Like I think at that time, like I mean, I'd still kept in touch with the family and stuff like that, and I'd go and see them, and then obviously it was like quite a big friendship group, and everyone get really close. And I think we just bounced off each other, and in that sort of sense, my parents are brilliant as well, and they're there whenever you need them, sort of thing. So they knew to treat us a wee bit. So I don't know how to explain it.
Was the music a factor? Because quite often, if people don't have a musical mind or a creative mind, they'll. There was a thing I picked up years ago. It was for Jamie Oliver for some reason. They said, "How did you end up becoming a cook?" And his Italian pal Gennaro, whatever his name is, says, "Because young men will always be busy."
Yeah.
Do you know? And it's always resonated with me that, you know. And it's like, so a lot of people, if they don't get into music or lassies or whatever else, they'll get into the chemical side of it, drugs and alcohol or anything like that. So you manage to avoid day pitfalls. You never went through a phase.
No. I never. I like a drink, but not anything sort of in excess. I think for me at that time, actually, I was played badminton quite competitively. And I was in a talent squad and all that sort of stuff, and training nearly every day, every night of the week. And for me, that was a big thing. Cause I mean, at that point in time, I thought I was going to go to the Commonwealth Games and all that sort of stuff. It was
really high standard.
It was that sort of ambition, and that was before I really sort of. I always loved music, but before I really took that any further. And then I found drinking stuff like that, and then the badminton kind of went to the.
That was a crazy phase,
but I still love playing, and I think even now, for me to feel if I'm having a stressed day or something like that, for me to go on and play games and smash as hard as I can and stuff like that makes me feel.
Do you think that's good for your well-being in general? The fact that you can either focus on a guitar. Billy Connolly famous always goes on about if ever he's feeling in a low point, he'll just find a room and he'll just pluck his guitar, his banjo. Do you know? He's not playing anything. He's just doing notes on it. Do you know what I mean? That form of therapy. Do you know, almost? For yourself, I'm just generalising. You think even if it's badminton, which is you've got the combined factor of the physical, the aerobic well-being, but that's your sort of mental well-being as well. Something you can focus on your guitar playing and things like that. Do you think that's how important do you think that is in terms of well-being in general, physical and mental well-being?
Yeah, for me it's massive. Like I had never been able to sort of write about that. Laura, when she passed away, and had never been able to sort of. I don't think I really processed it until 2 years ago, and I wrote a song about it. And I was going down. I was recording in Abbey Road, and I wanted to have a song that meant something, like that was really sort of important to me. And I wrote this song, and since I actually 2 years ago, and I'll be 100% honest, when I wrote the song and I was putting together a video and stuff like that, it hit me again. It was just like it was almost like you forget about these things as the years go by. You kind of block it down. But if I'm feeling, I've got a song coming out soon as well. It's about a period of time a couple of months ago where I was feeling really down again, and it helps. After I wrote the song, I felt
it's a cathartic thing. Yeah. It's like, you know, it's something that helps you process a game that's in there.
Yeah. It just changes your whole sort of. It's like a weight's lifted off your shoulders.
Something's been exercised almost. Yeah. And the fact that you can put that in a creative form as well, you know, must give you a massive self-satisfaction, not like from the egotistical point of view. This is again, it's often gets miscommunicated. It's all about, you know, but again, especially as part of the world, it's misconstrued as ego. You know what you're doing. You know, Scottish people will forgive anything apart from success. You know, like fucking Gerard Butler. Who the fuck's he talking
exactly.
I'm like, well done, Gerard Butler.
Exactly.
You fucking made it. Do you know what I mean? Well done, you. Do you know? So we should hold people up, lift people up as opposed to drag them down. We're too good at that, I think, in this country.
So good at that, and even there's people in my life in the past that they see you do well, or they see you. I mean, even like I done a competition and I won a load of money, and the minute that you ask them to do something for you, like to vote for you or whatever, they're like, no, I'm not. And then see the minute that you get the money in, or you get this, or you get a bit of success, they're there right away. Yeah. And it's just that kind of like, the minute that things are doing, or they maybe think, no, mate, he might actually do quite well here, or he might do, then they're the first people to. If you're failing or you're struggling, they don't want to know. Yeah. They don't want to.
It's often levelled at me that I'm a cynic, and as much as I come across as that, I want anywhere to do better. I want people to do better. I want Paisley to be better. Yeah. And I think one of the ways that's going to achieve that is with everybody getting a coalescence. It's just everybody to put their shoulder to the wheel and support our artists and support our young people. Do you know? I think very much we're in an era of, I describe it as hungry hippos almost, you know. Everybody's like that. Everybody's just wanting their wee bit for themselves. They're wanting their iPhone 10, and they're wanting their, you know, their bank account with 3 figures in it, and that's them. They've made it. I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? I think the contrary to that. I think if you're no living in the service of everybody else, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean? I was brought up in Moore Park with Michael here, and I'm old enough to remember when it was a good community. It was a good community vibe. Everybody, and this isn't a cliche. Sounds like one, but everybody did look out for one another. Yeah. Everybody did help each other out, but it wasn't even seen as a duty. You just did it, right? Yeah. And I think we've lost an awful lot of that for whatever reason. You can go into socio-economic factors, you know, the post-industrialisation of Paisley, the loss of the mills of manufacturing, things like that. But I think that's something that we really need to try hard. Everybody has to try hard to try and get back. It's that sense of community, crossing your land and, you know, looking out for one another. And it's the few that, that's my caveat, it is the few that ruin it for the many. Yep. It is what's that advert, Dodgy Dave? It is the Dodgy Dave, now that advert, somebody loses a phone or something. If Dodgy Dave finds it, you know, so it's Dodgy Dave's fucking up for everybody else, right? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think, if we could all do our bit to support, certainly our young folks, certainly we're talented young folks, would be in a better place altogether. Yeah.
Well, my dad came to Easter House, and his always says, like, everyone knew everyone helped each other out, and it like you said, it wasn't asked for. It was just sort of, that's what you done, that's what you did. And I don't want to keep bringing it back to music, but I find that musicians. For me, if I can help somebody out or give them a slot or get them on a gig or something like that, I would help them, because I just think it's a decent thing to do, you know, and you want to help as many people do what you're doing yourself. Or, it's difficult, you know. I know it's difficult, and if I can help somebody out, then I would. But I find that there's so much like backstabbing, and so much like, if I don't get that opportunity, nobody's getting it, and that kind of thing.
Free for all.
Yeah, and it's just, I've noticed that so much, and it's why I actually don't keep that many pals within music, because I just don't. I can't be bothered with it. I can't be bothered with people acting happy for you, or saying, oh, that's good, like, so what are you doing with yourself? Or then they're asking you what you're doing, and then they're so quick to get on to what they're doing, and they just want to talk about themselves. It's an ego thing, and I kind of try and keep myself away from it and just focus on what I'm doing, and if I can help somebody out or whatever, then
well, I was going to come about if there's somebody that's the whole point of these podcasts more than anything else is for folk out there. If there's a young guy out there maybe thinking about picking up a guitar, but he's putting obstacles in front of himself, maybe he's anxiety's crushing him, something like that, self-defeating, what would you say to that person?
I would just say, like, get to an open mic night or something like that. Get to somewhere where everyone's like-minded. They've got the same sort of goals or things that they like. They've got the same sort of things that they like as you do, and force yourself just to get up and do it. You're going to be nervous. You're going to probably muck up a few notes or whatever, but nobody cares.
Be prepared to make mistakes.
Yeah, and be prepared to, like, sing to 2 or 3 people or whatever, and don't expect to be going out and singing to 1,000 people every night. And it's not a realistic sort of expectation. It takes time to work and a strong sort of.
And I think the music and the talent all speaks for itself, and it's a subjective thing. But I've always thought, no X Factor particularly, because I don't really watch that per se. Bill Hicks, the comedian Bill Hicks, a few years ago, he did a good skit about musicians singing for their heart, you know, and he would get into a rant about it. I think you can tell almost if you're musically minded, but you know, if somebody's singing for their heart, if somebody's doing it because they've got a passion for it, you know what I mean, and even in the absence of maybe some even skills, you could argue, passion always takes 100%. It to the rest, goes the rest of the way. Do you know what I mean?
That's the first thing that I don't care what notes and all that you can hit. See, if I hear the tone of your voice and it's got like emotion in it, that's the only thing that I sort of listen for. Because you can tell when somebody's technically great, but they're just singing the hell out of a song, but there's no feeling behind it. If somebody is singing, there's a wee bit of emotion and their voice, it just resonates so much more, I think.
And they're doing it because of the love, they love what they're doing.
And their parents aren't forcing them into doing it, and it's a voice lesson.
Stage practice. Yeah. You know. But we at Man Up are not averse to a shameless plug. So anybody out there that's tuning in to listen to this, where can we hear your stuff? Where can we download your tunes? Where can we come and see and hear you?
Well, I've actually got somebody that helps me with all this sort of.
Oh, he's Hollywood. Cut.
Because I never remember that. I've got Facebook, Liam Doyle Music.
Bandcamp or Instagram?
Instagram, Liam Doyle 1994. Spotify, Liam Doyle, you find me. iTunes, Liam Doyle.
Paisley High Street, you'll find me there as well.
Most afternoons.
And I've got new stuff coming out, hopefully in December as well. I've got a gig in the 14th of November in the Old Hairdressers, and I'm doing the fireworks at Clyde one on Monday the 5th.
Oh, busy lad then.
Yeah, it's very up and down. It's just that's it. Just got to take it as it sort of comes and try and push yourself out as much as you can.
Well, as I said, as far as I'm concerned, you're an example to others out there, and keep up the good work. So in the absence of a door, you're making one for yourself. So that can only be good for yourself and for anybody else, any others out there that are aspiring. So
you've got to push yourself out, because nobody's going to do it for you. That's
another thing that we're finding. A lot of like folk are relying on other things, other factors, even the government to come and help them. And in the absence of that, it's all about really trying your very best to help yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or help each other.
And it's I'm my own worst enemy as well, because I'm saying all this and I know that it's all true, but there has been times where I've sort of sat back, or I've been a bit kind of. I get in my own head a lot. So if I'm feeling down about something or whatever, everything gets over sort of analyse everything in my head, and then you compare yourself to other people, and you see everyone else doing things, and why is it not coming quick enough for me, or things like that. So it is difficult.
But what is the main thing that pulls you out of that water?
Because I know that I love doing it, and I know that if I believe, for me, like a lot of the kids that are coming up now, I know I'm young myself, but a lot of the younger...
You're a kid.
A lot of the 16, 17 year olds are coming up now, I want to be the next Justin Bieber and all that, I want to be the next this, that, which is great for them, but you've got to have a clear sort of goal why you're doing it. Do you write your own songs, or do you want to tour, or what's your sort of end game here? Like, for me, I want to be able to tour and have a decent living, and people like my music, and that is it. There's no sort of I want to be like Ed Sheeran, playing in Madison Square Gardens and all that. It'd be nice, but
it's good to have the dream. It's got to be tempered with some realism as well.
It's got to be.
But your advice is quite rightly is just go through the process. You're not just going to get to. You're not just going to win the lottery ticket. You know what I mean? You'd need to put a ticket on. But I mean, you need to go through the gears first and learn your trade. Yeah.
And it's a horrible sort of industry to be in. Like there's not. I mean, there's a lot more support coming up now, and there's a lot. I mean, even look at the guy in Frightened Rabbit that.
I read about that. It's horrible.
It's you get something and you're chasing the next thing, and then you're chasing the next thing, and you think you're always trying to outdo yourself or beat yourself or beat other people or things like that. And
but if you can get to a steady medium like that, do you think that's the winning formula?
But then I also don't. I think that, and then I think, well, when would I be happy? Because if I got something else, then I would want to do something bigger, and I'd want to. And I think it's quite a dangerous way to think. And I think that there's probably been a lot of that with. I know speaking to other musicians and stuff like that as well. There's that kind of thing, and it's just it's a difficult place to. It's a difficult place to be. It's a difficult thing to do, and you've got to just.
But it's like, you know, imagine you get a lot of attention. You know what I mean? Young, handsome musician guy, and all the rest of it, right? But it's like, you know, if that is taken away all of a sudden, do you know what I mean? It's trying to replace that with something else. Do you think that's a potential hazard?
I think so. I mean, even I was in a band, and I actually wasn't even going to mention this, but.
Well, this is an exclusive, folks.
Quite embarrassing.
It's an exclusive.
But I was in a band good few years ago, and it was like a boy bandy kind of thing, and I don't know what came over me.
This better be on video somewhere.
I actually will.
Right, we'll get access to this. We'll cut some of this in, folks, for anybody that's interested.
But
is there going to be? Is there high stools? Is there fireworks at the end?
Well, actually, I don't know. There's a few dodgy videos.
No, I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued. But the manager behind that, she was a horrible person. She was, and a lot. I think I was 18 or 19, so I was a wee bit older than the other boys that were in it. And I was the only one that would sort of speak up to her, and she'd be like, you need Botox, you need this, you need that. As soon as we get a deal, you're getting this done, you're getting that done, because your face isn't right the way it is, or you need to change. I don't like the way you look in this picture. You need to, just things like that, and that's rife, like in the sort of music industry. I mean, I think that's why I'm a solo act now. Is just that I'd love to have a band and all that behind me, but I feel comfortable being on my own, because I know that I've got to answer to myself.
Right.
And that's it, and it's just that there's so much about the image and all that sort of stuff. If I go busking, I'm going to go out. I'll go out like a tramp. I don't think that for me it's like it is about the music. That's the image is secondary from when I'm busking. Obviously, I'm playing a gig. I'll sort of turn up and make an effort, but there's so much of that puts pressure on people as well, because then you're playing and you're thinking, well, that person's like a lot better looking than me. They'll get the opportunities more, and it's hard to explain.
Do you think as well? Again, I don't. Simon Cowell and X Factor's the obvious target here, but I think again, I mean, you could make you are making money off your skills and your musical talents, but I think what these programs tend to do, and others like them, not just exclusive to the music industry, but they give hope to these young folks, the whole generation of these young folks, to go, you can be, and we're not saying you can't be a singer or an actress or a model, we're not saying that at all, but there's so many of them wanting to do it, right, and they're conditioned into going, no, this is what I want to be, without any safety net of, this is what I'm going to do in my life, once it's done. Do you know what I mean?
I just think, like, if you're going to go into something like that, you need to like, I mean, I see people say I'm a singer-songwriter, and I say, oh, what songs have you wrote or whatever, and I've not wrote any yet or whatever. It's like, well, if you're going to do that sort of thing, you've got to be playing in pubs and stuff like that. That's where you make your like most of your money, sort of just now, and I think that it's like a mass-produced like product that they're made into this product, and then they're forced out into the world, and they don't know what to do. Like that, they'll it's difficult. It's a difficult kind of thing to, like. There's so many different sort of avenues and all that you can go down, but I do think that with X Factor and stuff like that, it's like a product, and then the hopes are just shattered. Aye,
because you look what happens to these folk, even the ones that win it are second.
They disappear.
They disappear. You know? Aye.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not permanently.
No.
No, well, I think that's a good point to wrap up today. As I said, coming to a high street near you, just look out for the man. He's aiming for the stars. So I think it said aim for the moon, but even if you miss, you'll still be amongst the stars. You know. So, but thanks very much for participating in my podcast.
Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for being an example, man.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Let down the guard and unclench your fist. Try to remember the time that we kissed, 'cause I'm falling apart without you. And open your heart to my love, won't you taste it? Let it all in, 'cause I can't let you go. I won't let you go tonight. 'Cause I can't get you out of my head when I sleep. I can't hear your voice when I speak. I can't get you out of my mind. And I won't stop chasing you, loving you. Can't stop seeing your face in my head. I won't let go of us now. No, I won't let go of us now. Can't forget the look on your face when I caught you right with him by your side, and I knew 'cause I can't get you out of my head when I sleep. I can't hear your voice when I speak. I can't get you